I think we're.
Motion since one.
I do think one thing, I guess, is a very
And then it went, no.
short
No, I thought-
leaf seeders.
Let me know when you need to zoom.
It's going.
Oh, okay.
Recording started.
Okay, I call tonight's meeting of the Dalton Select Board to order. And we were starting early so we could have the convene the committee to look at record disposition. So do we've got Kathy as our checklist supervisor, we've got Janetta as town clerk and tax collector. And
Is the checklist supervisor on the committee?
actually, no,
I don't think so.
I don't.
Town clerk takes care of those things, but Nancy is on the committee.
Nancy
She's
is
the
treasurer,
treasurer.
yes. Do you want to come up, Nancy? And the assessor is not able to make it, correct?
No, but he voiced his opinion already. Signing the list of documents that I have to be. You can sit, Nancy. It's gonna be a few.
Right here?
Yes. Did you bring along your copy of the RSA 33A?
I did.
Okay, I have 4 copies here. Eric wasn't at the meeting, so I'm assuming he wouldn't have one, but.
And so regarding the committee, the municipal officers are designated together with the clerk, treasurer, and assessor and tax collector of each seat or town shall constitute a committee to govern the disposition of municipal records pursuant to this chapter. Unless otherwise provided by municipal ordinance, the committee shall designate the office responsible for the retention of each type of record created for the municipality. And so with that, this committee is not responsible for the election records, correct?
No, the town clerk is solely responsible for election records.
And so these are all the boxes that you have that are for
Yes.
position, the list.
So what I gave out was the 2025 file disposition report. The first page is essentially municipal files. They consist of payroll, timesheets, summary reports, bank reconciliations, deposit slips. And some of this stuff is going back 13 years. And some of it needs to be kept for 10 years or 15 years or forever. But not all of it. So these are all of the files that we found or that I found needed to come out and be looked at and be addressed based on the state statute, which addresses the disposition of municipal records. That's the first page in the package that I gave you. The second page is a list of the PA 28s, which are the property inventory forms that we send out. We use those, the assessor generally, the tax collector also sometimes uses those. And based on state statute, those are required to be kept for 5 years. We have PA 28s going back to 2011. So we have 14 years worth. And then the third page is the disposition report for election materials. Mostly it is ballots. And by state statute, state and federal elections are required to be kept for 22 months after the election or after resolution of any election issue.
Local election issue.
No, state or federal.
Say, okay,
Local election records or ballots are required to be kept for 60 days after the election or after any election issue has been resolved. So we had election records going back to 2012. And we just don't have the facility to store records longer than we have to. I know that Pam Cathan asked the question in the last meeting why this wasn't done before. I've only been here for 3 years and it's just literally come up on the list of things for me to do because I have boxes that need to go in the vault and there isn't room. So.
Okay. So regarding the PA 28. I think it's clear that these all fall within the criteria for being disposed of. And the town assessor has signed off on that. So I think we should proceed with destroying those.
I agree with you.
And I only see 5 years. Deposit slips are 6 years according to what I read. And or if there's been an audit. So you can dispose of them, but 6 years is good for anything that I have.
Okay,
Yeah. I notice it's most stuff it says 5 years, but deposit slips are 6 years.
but if we've already audited, then we don't need.
Then
to
it
keep
doesn't
that.
matter if it's, you can, but I just like to stick to the 6 years. You never
That's
know.
paper, right?
And there's so little paperwork from the treasurer that everything, whether it's you save it for 2 months or the maximum, which is 6 years, fits in one little box. So, keep everything for the 6 years and
And then out.
yeah,
And so on here, well, we've got boxes that combine bank reconciliations, deposit slips, and bank statements.
yeah. So
So stuff would have to be, we'd have to go through those boxes, take out things that we're required to keep. And then we would just consolidate the boxes, relabel them, put a destroy date on them, and put them back in the vault.
Okay,
yeah, but even though none of those go past the 6 year mark. I mean, you know what I mean? You've got plenty of,
right, because
you don't have to
basically
rebox anything here. No,
everything can
Yeah.
go in terms of the treasurer.
yeah,
Because the latest here is 2019.
yeah. Yeah, so there isn't anything. AP isn't mine, so, yeah,
Well, in 2019, I mean, if we want to be technical, 2019 is audited sometime in 2020, so bank statements, paper or electronic is 6 years after audit, so. If it's audited in 2020, 6 years would technically be 2026. I mean, we would have to look at the audit date.
Are you saying 6 years from the date of audit or 6 from the date of the?
It says in the
after the audit.
RSA,
You could
you
just
go,
even
yeah,
if it's
but
a year.
6 years if you haven't had an audit,
Okay,
but that's the way I interpreted
it
it.
depends on what it is. For bank statements, it says 6 years after audit.
Okay,
So that would be bank statements, paper or electronic, 6 years after audit.
but that's not deposit receipts, right?
Correct.
So-
They're very specific
Yeah.
in what you're keeping and for how long.
Yep,
So bank deposits, the bank deposit slips and statements are 6 years, period. You've just got to
Yeah.
follow the statute and what it
Yeah.
says. And so
forget about the audit, 6 years.
okay.
for bank slips and
Yeah.
statements, yes.
Yeah.
So there is one item on this down toward the bottom that is 2022 AP. And what is the rule for accounts payable?
It's 1 year after audit, I believe. Invoices and bills until audited plus 1 year.
And so we just completed the audit for 2024.
Yep.
So basically, anything 2023 and prior for AP can be audited.
Yes, but again, you've got to go by the statute because invoices from your assessors, you have to keep permanently. So it's not like you can say, okay, here's all my AP, burn the box.
gotta
You
go
know,
through,
it,
yeah.
it's a process. You've got to go in there and say, what invoices are in here? What do I need to keep and what can I get rid of? So, I mean, it's if it's agreed that we just go by the state statute, then, it's not like someone needs to be babysat and said, yeah, you can get rid of these, but not those. It's the state statute. It's what we function off of
Right.
or supposed to function off of, so. and Kathy Fountain and I, we went over this and, I mean, my copy is all highlighted, you know, like this is town clerk, this is treasurer, this is tax collector, this is, you know, I mean, it's not like I went in the vault and said, I'm gonna get rid of these files just because they're old.
Mhm.
So it, yeah.
Talked to Secretary of State on the election ballots. He said they gotta stay there for full 7 years.
That is not true. Who did you talk to at the Secretary of State and when?
I don't remember his name, but
Tom, that's not true. I talked to
I did talk to him. I wouldn't lie to you.
I talked,
Please don't say that.
the Deputy Secretary of State came to this office and I spoke with her,
Okay,
Erin.
and that's fine.
22 months and 60 days.
So elections, and this is section 36. Elections, federal elections, ballots and absentee ballot applications, affidavit envelopes and lists by the town clerk until the contest is settled and all appeals have expired, or at least 22 months after the election, whichever is longer. Section 37, elections, non-federal, ballots and absentee ballot applications, affidavit envelopes and lists by the town clerk until the contest is settled and all appeals have expired, or at least 60 days after the election, whichever is longer. Elections challenge affidavits by the town clerk until the contest is settled and all appeals have expired, or 22 months after the election, whichever is longer.
There's seats in here. Come on in. Or you can grab another chair out of the gym if you'd like.
Out of where?
The gym.
So I think it's clear that the PA 28 and the election files, we don't need to do anything with. I mean, I'm comfortable with taking the assessor's recommendation, and that meets the statutes on the PA 28.
Thanks, he's already signed off anyway.
He signed off,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Even though-
because he's off today, so he couldn't be here.
So the question is how we want to proceed with all of the other boxes and files to be disposed of. I think the person that has the most knowledge of both the statutes and what's in the boxes is our town administrator, Jeanette.
Most of that. She takes care of anyway.
Well, that's
So
the
that's
election.
The election.
Look
So
at the
that's
first
town-
page.
That's the town clerk. So if you look at the first page, you know, these are things like the bank statements, reconciliations, and deposit slips, which Nancy as treasurer has confirmed
Yeah.
that it should be.
I just put it in one box. I've only had to do it once. I mark what it contains, 6 years from that date, throwaway date.
Yep,
And I put everything in there that, even if it's keep for a month or, you know, not just deposit slips,
okay.
but everything, because there's not that much paperwork.
I'm okay with 217 and back, but nothing else further up for now.
Why?
Just not ready like that. I'm not ready for that.
I mean, it seems like if we're talking 6 years, that would be 2019 and forward we would keep. And some of the things are less than 6 years. I really think we're gonna get caught up on all that hasn't been done over years and then hopefully keep caught up going forward. We should do it according to the state statutes.
mean, he's already signed off on it anyway. I don't, that's fine, I just don't agree.
But if we're following the state statutes, that's what our guide is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do this in two motions. I'm gonna make a motion that we authorize Jeanette to proceed with destroying the PA 28 inventory forms according to this report.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Um,
Nay.
Regarding the other types of files on the first page, I recommend that we allow our town administrator with the assistance of the treasurer if necessary to go through and destroy documents according to the RSA.
Second it.
All in favor?
Is that the second page you're talking about?
The first page. We just did the
We
second
just did the
page.
second. Okay.
Aye. As part of the committee, we get a vote, so.
Yes,
Aye.
I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Yep. And on the other one,
Said I.
Aye.
and it's good that the RSA is so detailed, because it's a pain to follow it, but gives you straight guidance.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nancy.
Mhm, thanks.
Did that.
You're welcome. There's checks.
He's the one who calls him, yeah.
Bank reconciliation in July. There's gotta be things in there that she didn't reconcile. It's the variance between the statement balance
Just
and
the
the GI
Timing
balance.
difference. That's what I thought, okay. Just out there.
Yes.
And then. In turn, just missing it, I'm looking for the invoice for. For the documentation for that transaction. Not that one, on the. Yeah.
Here, this is the paper clip. Another one. Yeah. You want me to look right now?
If you want to, or do you want to do it after the meeting?
Whatever you prefer.
I just want to make sure that we have the documentation and the.
I know I've got it. Yep.
Okay,
And then just go get it while you're looking at that.
thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask them. Why is that? It should be that.
Yeah, so
I'll do that tomorrow.
okay. Thank you.
This is a copy of the new town policy or the revised town policy for bad checks. It was voted on at the last meeting. That's the revised policy in writing to be signed by the board.
Here's the old one. Then the new one, which we voted on, but here it's putting it to the format of a policy. The purpose, to recover costs charged to the town for return checks. The town will collect a service fee of $35 for each return check. This fee covers the bank charges plus the town's administrative costs. The town requires a fee and the amount of the bad check be paid in cash or by a prepaid check, i.e. bank money order, postal money order, Western Union check, etc. The first notice will be sent via USPS with 10 business days to resolve the issue. If required, a second request will be sent by a certified mail return receipt with an additional 10 days to resolve the issue. Not resolving the issue will require the case to be turned over to the New Hampshire State Police for their assistance in recovering costs. I make a motion that we accept the final wording of the policy update for return checks.
I'll second it. No. Second it.
All in favor? Aye.
We gotta sign this, right?
Yes. And did you vote, Tom? I just didn't hear you.
I said,
Thank you.
Paperclip. This is a tax abatement for $86. This is for railroad property that the assessor accidentally reassigned to a resident, and we issued a tax bill,
Okay,
so the tax bill needs to be abated.
I make a motion that we approve the abatement request.
so.
All in favor? Aye.
And the MS1, I emailed this to you guys to review. This only requires the signature of one municipal official and the assessor.
I make a motion that we approve and for submission, the MS1 form.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Same for now.
This is basically the assessment report that the assessor the assessor prepares it, but we submit it.
Meeting minutes from August 18th.
Yeah. There was one change, the non-public was not unfinished, or however it was worded there. It was filed,
So it actually,
you filed it incomplete, and it wasn't incomplete.
yes, it was because
No, it
I,
wasn't.
would you let me finish talking, please? I asked in the meeting because I couldn't, we have a check off for the type of non-public. I'm not clear from that non-public what category it is. We didn't have enough detail. And then also a reason for sealing the minutes. Those two categories we were not completed, so it was not complete.
Well, that's your opinion, but my opinion is,
I make a motion that we approve the minutes from August 18th
That's between you and Tom, I weren't here.
on the 18th. Yeah,
Oh.
Hmm?
I weren't here.
okay. Do I have a second?
I'll give you a second first.
All in favor?
Okay.
Do you have anything else?
That's all I have for signature. Oh, sorry, non-public number 1 from August 18th.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes from non-public session number 1 from August 18th.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
That's it
Okay, that's it. Okay.
for signature.
Do we have any other discussion about return checks? We've already taken care of that, I believe.
Yep, that's it.
And the record retention committee is all set?
Yep.
Do we have an update on transfer station storage?
Yeah, we were talking about having a temporary solution. There is a gentleman from Rhino that does rhino shelters at the Lancaster Fair, and he's willing to honor a special price for 14 by 30 by 12 rhino shelter for $14.50. If we wanted it delivered and installed, it would be an additional $1,500.
So that'd be almost 3,000.
Almost 3,000.
Including. If it's not delivered and installed, how far away is it and how difficult is it to install?
They're right near North Conway and they're not difficult to install. It's basically just, it's all pre-fabbed, all the holes are drilled.
So
You
you
get
just-
everything that you need to
Does
install
that got a
them.
metal roof on it? and everything?
No, this is one
Yeah,
of the,
this-
this is the tarp, yeah.
Can I just see the?
Yep. It's
Like
this,
the one I got at the house.
Yeah,
it's this one down here.
And this would be for the mattresses.
Yes,
Is there any guarantee with these? I know that,
there's a 2-year warranty. You can get an extended warranty for 3 years or 5 years. He'd have to look at the pricing for that.
um. Have you checked with Adam about the installation? Could highway crew pick it up and install?
I have not asked him, but I'm sure they're probably capable.
Well, it took 3 of us to put mine up.
Yes.
And with the,
And the guy said a couple guys is a day, maybe 2.
Not
the
even-
only thing with those there, they have got to be anchored down, they got a screw anchor that you put in the ground.
but that comes with it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the canvas is, you know, it can last anywhere from 3 years to 5 years,
Mhm.
and then it would have to be replaced. The sun will break it down, unless they improved in a lot since I bought one.
Yeah.
And I think if we do move that way, we should grade the area out and smooth it out so that and put some pallets or whatever to make it more accessible or work better or whatever.
Well, pallets would probably be good so that the mattresses are out.
You're
Off of the
right,
ground.
right, yeah. Yeah.
And
And
I
if
think,
they're on the pallet, then forklifts can pick bunches up instead of, you know, piece by piece.
yeah. And we've got pile of pallets over there, don't we, at the transfer station?
I think there was,
Yeah, they
I
use them.
believe
I
so.
think there usually is some. So the question is, do we want to purchase it and then do we want to pay for delivery and installation or have our highway crew staff do it? I mean, they're busy with roads this summer, so that's why I'm hesitating to put anything more on
Yeah.
their plate.
he didn't give you a firm price on putting it up,
Yes, $1,500.
to install it.
1,500 to install it, $14.50 to purchase it.
And to deliver it. So that
Yes.
means we don't have somebody driving down to North
Right.
Conway and back.
We said the road crew don't really have time,
Yeah, that's my concern.
and it needs something to keep those mattresses dry.
I'll make a motion that we proceed with purchasing the Rhino storage, the 14 by 30 by 12 foot one, including delivery and installation.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Okay.
Okay, we've not had a building committee meeting. We have one planned scheduled for September 15th.
5:30.
Okay. Um. Conservation Commission, do you have an update, Tom?
No.
There was a meeting between our last meeting, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was, but personal thing came up and I couldn't make it.
Is there anybody else here from the Conservation Commission who has an update? The planning board has not met since our last select board meeting. And neither has a host community agreement committee. The flyers did come out, so the survey is available. It's online. Paul, do you want to give an update?
Sure, so the flyers are out. You have the ability to do the survey, we did the survey here, you can pop it off here. Do it online, email it in, lots of options, Tom was gracious enough and set up a meeting with Casella over in Bethlehem, so if anybody wants to go check out the facility. To understand what they do and how they do it. And then we have an open town meeting. Doing this off the top of my head, Joe, about October 4th.
I think so. I'll double
Sound
check.
correct?
Yeah, it's a Saturday from 10 to 12.
4th, where just
Yeah.
another opportunity for individuals from the town to be able to voice feedback on what they'd like to see in the host community as we start to craft it.
Okay. Thank you.
One comment on the Casella thing in September. I got a start time of 9 AM, but their postcards came out and said 10 to 2. So I just want to put that out there.
We'll have to check.
Yeah, their postcards came out and they said 10 to 2. So it's slightly different than what was on the postcard that went out from the committee.
Do we have any update on the solar panels?
Yes, got an email this morning. Eversource finally approved the installation. They're being delivered tomorrow to the highway garage and they will start installation on Monday.
Great.
So we need to also take into consideration the additional work that we need to have done to the electrical panel there.
Mhm.
And then
Do we need
So-
to hire an electrician or can they do it in conjunction with installing
I
it?
think we can ask them if they'll do it. I'll see if maybe they can give us a price to do what needs to be done.
But if they're gonna start installing it Monday, it won't take them long. We need
Right.
to,
Um,
I make a motion that we approve putting in a new panel for the highway department. In conjunction,
I thought they were gonna take care of that anyway.
not,
no, we don't know that they will. I mean, they may charge
They'll-
us extra.
right, they'll charge extra for it.
But I thought they were gonna take care of it. And just charge us extra. For the panel.
Right, but the board has to approve the expenditure.
If it's needed, I second it.
Okay. All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Yeah, I do believe that when we met and did a pre-construction meeting, the preliminary meeting, that he said that they could do it, but he didn't give us a price, so that's the missing factor. We were also talking during our hazard mitigation plan about, the need for a generator at the highway garage, so is that, and I know that that's something in our short-term plan to try and achieve. Did we want to have this gentleman give us a price with or without the generator hookup? It's really just some extra wiring and a plug.
Or if we purchase a generator, wouldn't that be part of the installation?
Not necessarily, I don't know.
You're saying that you wanna put a generator hookup to
No.
the solar?
No. We need a backup generator at the highway garage. We don't currently have one. So if they're doing the electrical panel, do we want them to make sure that they do it so that the backup generator can, so that there's room for the backup generator to be installed in it?
It doesn't cost too much more to have that part hooked up, but my question is if we get a solar panel that's gonna be building electricity, it wouldn't be an issue with it.
Yes, because with the panels, because there's net metering, so the excess electricity that's not used goes out to the grid. And if you not producing the electricity because it's at night, it comes from the grid. So if there's a power outage, that connection is automatically terminated.
Right.
So if there's a power outage, you can't use panels because it's a safety factor. Because it's tied to the grid.
Right, yeah.
And so, Ron, why don't we jump to the hazard mitigation report? There's a list of things that we should be
Yeah,
doing.
we hadn't even necessarily talked about actually purchasing the generator.
Right.
It's just if we're gonna do the electrical work,
Mhm,
why not have it so that the switchover
yeah,
is there already?
okay,
It's gonna be cheaper to do it initially with everything else, I would assume, than have them come back later and do it. Then we can work on the generator
okay, and price them and see what size and,
town. It's just a little additional wiring when they're actually hooking up if they gotta redo the panel anyways. We hadn't really discussed it until
Well, there's more.
Bob said they need to redo the panel, so if you gotta redo the panel, then you might as well do it so that it'll do everything.
There's more than just a wire. There is a unit that they'll put into that transfer.
You switch over.
Mhm.
Which is.
So it'll switch over
It's
automatically.
still wise to have it there.
okay. I make a motion that while we're doing the wiring for the solar panels, that we add the capability to wire in a generator in the future.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
I-
Aye. So I think Ron can give an update on the hazard mitigation.
We're done with it
Yeah,
on our end. June is in the process of putting it together. It'll come for review to us. Where we can go in and review it, which you'll be involved in that, and then once that's done, then it goes out for FEMA approval and all the final stuff to be done, and she'll get us copies of it.
and she sent out a preliminary report to all of us. And there are things in there, such as a generator at the highway department, that are recommended. So we should take a look at in a
Yeah, I
future
would
meeting
look
at
at some of
going
it.
through and see what we want to do now and in the future. Okay, is Smith Road done? I think it's done, isn't it?
It's done. We haven't heard back regarding the posts for the fence that they're supposed to be installing, so it's done enough to use it. There's not been official turnover to the town yet, but they did say it could be used, so.
Okay. And
Jeanette, what is that fence you're talking about?
There's supposed to be a fence at the top of the block wall leading down into the brook.
So why did they put guardrails? That don't make no sense.
Well, the guardrails to stop cars, the fence is to stop people.
Yeah.
That's why you have to put a guardrail there to close the opening.
Yeah,
And that's where we talked, because they were going to adjust their estimate, because what they were going to do initially was going to be more expensive than a fence, right?
Well, they are determining that they want, instead of using fasteners to fasten the fence posts to the block wall, they wanted to pound the posts behind or inside the blocks,
Mhm.
which are just basically filled with gravel.
Yeah.
With stone. So I've not heard anything back from them when I asked what the price difference is and if they're giving us a credit for it.
Okay,
So they've not responded as of yet.
and Adam isn't here, but I presume the mitigation work is proceeding.
Yeah,
And,
yes, slowly.
because soon will be fall and winter.
Yes, it will be.
Okay, and then you want to provide an update on the FEMA repair funding? the
Yep.
Reimbursement?
We had an update call this morning. One of the jobs, the one that encompasses 12 of the roads, is considered a large job by FEMA standards, so it's in large job final review. After that, it has to be, it comes back to us as the applicant to review and sign off on it. And then it goes back to FEMA. And then Department of Homeland Security has their $100,000 rule. So they have to sign off on it before it gets obligated and goes to the state. Right now, Department of Homeland Security is taking 6 to 8 weeks to review projects. And so it's really having a negative effect on our cash flow. We have 2 other projects that are already signed. They were already signed. And those 2 are waiting for Department of Homeland Security to review and put their stamp on them so that the state can provide funding.
Okay. And so with the delay in funding, do we have enough cash flow to cover things?
We're probably going to have to look into tapping more money out of the TAN that we had last year.
Mhm.
Nancy, I think she left.
She left.
She contacted the bank and they said that we would be able to take $300,000, which is the balance of what we did not take last fall. And we wouldn't have to do a new application or anything. It would still be due middle of December. So we probably will have to take that because the contractor is going to be looking for his payment on Smith Road. And the school district is going to be looking for their payment to keep them going. So we can't legally have a tax payment date before December 1st. So
Okay. I make a motion that we use the balance available in our TAN loan from last year. Help cover expenses while we're waiting for reimbursement and the next tax cycle. Given the road construction work.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Right.
Aye.
We don't have enough in our own account to take care of your saying.
No, because we have what? I looked at that list today.
we've got about 400, under $500,000 right now.
Alright,
So they've been noticed, the governor's been noticed, the senators in DC have been noticed, everyone's been noticed that they're delaying us right now, and it's having a very negative effect on us, so we'll see what happens. Our local politicians and our DC politicians are supposed to be on it.
oh boy.
We'll see what happens.
Okay, we took care of the MS1. The funding is
We
using the
talked about
TAN.
that. Yep, we skipped some things, though.
Yeah, I know, I'm going backwards
okay.
on that, on the new business.
Okay.
Do we have information on heating fuel contract pricing now?
I did get one price from CN Brown. No one else has responded for a contract yet. So they're looking at 5,100 total gallons at 2.659 per gallon. Which I believe last year we paid 3.109. I think it was 3.099, $3.10, excuse me.
So it's probably a pretty good price. When do we have to lock it in?
They're saying that this price expires tomorrow at 5 p.m. Of course, they want their contracts right, you know. So I mean, I said, well, that's good because we meet on the 2nd. So again, no one else has responded, which is, I think, a similar issue was what we had last year was, you know,
Yeah.
we sent out requests from, I think it was 3 or 4 companies and we got a response from one. So
And we went with CN Brown last year, right?
we did.
Is anybody familiar with how oil prices are trending?
It's gonna be going down.
Is it
It should be going down.
down? Even in the near future? So
There's a huge glut. OPEC Plus has been just pumping out oil like crazy, flooding the market.
So
You
it's,
should all see prices heading,
and so that'll affect the heating oil.
heating oils.
So we might,
We're gonna
Wait a
hold you
month.
to this, Mike.
I know.
I mean, because the question is, do we lock in?
Highly speculative, of course, but, everything that I've been looking at. Things should be trending down.
Okay, so if we wait 2 or 3 weeks,
Anything affects that, anything.
Everything.
A prolonged Russian war,
Yeah.
more Gaza stuff.
yeah,
A storm northeaster, in January. could
'Cause it's
affect.
kind of a
So
moving
locking
target.
in at
Mhm.
what was it, 269,
266.
266, ask them if they'll lock in at 256 and wrap it up.
so it's probably a pretty good price then.
I think it's a great price.
Okay. I make a motion that we lock in the $2.66 pricing for C and Brown
I'll second.
for heating oil. All in favor?
I,
Aye. Thank you.
You can help negotiate that with that company if you would like.
If you can get us a better price or a better price, I'll be in my at that price or better.
do they allow you, offer you the insurance package? So if it goes down. Our price will go down, but it can't go up.
No. I think that's for the residential, like the
Okay.
propane.
Well, I didn't know, I had to ask.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah, no,
gallons
it's
is
a
it?
good question.
5,100.
You should be able to get a downside protection on that, but it's gonna cost probably 50 cents a gallon. So it may not be worth it.
Yeah, you're right, I agree.
Okay, do we have a revised revenue? I know you sent out a revised revenue estimate. Because we need to file the MS 434, if I have the
Yes.
number right.
Yes.
This is where we have to tell DRA what we anticipate our revenue to be at the end of the year. So we have to look at what we've got now and project it for the end of the year.
So I'm only working on one screen here. I'm gonna let me flip it.
It's got to highlight it to flip it.
No, I usually, but on a Mac, I usually go up to the
No.
menu bar and go to view and it will let me rotate it.
Thank you. And so for property taxes and land use change taxes, those are negatives because those were checks that we cut. When we code it, we try to keep it in the same category, so any debit offsets the credit. So we had we were overpaid property taxes in the amount of 360412. That's why that's a negative. The year-end projected shouldn't change, it shouldn't be that because there won't be any additional overpaid property taxes refunded.
And abatements are not covered here, right? They're covered
Correct.
under the,
Yeah, abatements aren't
yeah. okay.
considered revenue.
So should we estimate more like 3,600 rather than 5,400 for end of the year?
Yes, I mean, technically we could,
Negative.
technically we could say zero. It's just, it's in here because the money went in and it came back out.
So for the MS 434, it should be 0.
MS 434, it's gonna be zero.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if you're the only one who has that printout. So, I mean, honestly, I'd rather be on this page because this page shows what we said we were gonna have.
Okay.
I mean, you can, if you want, you can always read off of that and say where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can say, okay, we want to go up or down. Do you want to do it that way? Because I can only,
You can only, yeah. we
I
can do it
can't,
there.
yeah,
Yeah, because I can,
I only have so much screen space.
yeah, I just was looking at the details, so.
So for the land,
So for land use change, we've had 15,562 to date. We have some pending, don't we?
we have collected land use change tax. It's just, it's all recent because all those bills went out. My guesses were probably about 15 or 20,000. So I would probably keep this right about where it is.
So 15 or 20,000 additional or
No,
total?
total. But we have to take into consideration that 50% of that then goes to the Conservation Commission.
Right,
So that's why that -15 is there,
right.
because that's what the Conservation Commission got. That was their 50% from 2024. Just the check wasn't cut
Okay,
until January.
January.
Yeah,
So if we're really looking at 20,000 coming for land use change, we're looking at the town, the net would be 10 to the town,
yeah,
and then it'd be the
That'd be the
negative
net.
15. Okay. So it'd be a negative.
no, you're
Nope.
not gonna look at the negative.
Okay,
The negative doesn't play in the 434. This is just revenue.
okay. Thank you.
So we could change this by $5,000 and reduce it by 5,000 to be more conservative. We could come back to it after we go through the other ones and I could grab the file, but I know right now we're at least at 15. And there's one bill that has not been paid. I just received one payment of 3,000 today. There's one bill that has not been paid yet.
So the 20K is realistic.
Yeah. I would say so. Resident taxes doesn't go on the 434. Yield taxes, that's for timber cuts. We've got a couple that are out there. I don't know if we'll hit 6,000.
Should we drop it down to 5?
You could. I don't know if we'll hit 6,000. We've got one resident who her logger's not being straight with her, and so she's not confident in the number that he gave her so far. So the forest warden, whatever he's called, I don't know what his name is officially, he's involved. So you could drop it to 5. I mean, in my opinion, it's better to be conservative and come out better.
Come out
but
higher than overestimate, so.
yeah,
So maybe 5 there.
You're looking at the yield, right?
yes,
And then the
um,
pilot, that's negotiated agreement, so.
yep, but they were late with their payment last year, so that rolled into our income this year.
So then it'll be higher by what they paid.
I think so. I'll look at the date specifically, but I don't believe that we got our check until January. So that was like 35,000. So this could potentially go up
Okay,
another 35,000. I'll put it in as a placeholder and look. We could sign this at our working session next week,
okay.
you know. Excavation tax, that's about right, based on what I've submitted so far. other taxes. And that's like a culmination of all those other things. Do you have the detail there with you
So
too?
you've got the sewer tax, the
Yeah.
tax penalties and interest and other.
Yeah.
So the sewer tax, 15,000.
Yep.
4 or 500, projecting 23,200. The penalties and interest. Actually, we have. On this detail, we have nothing collected yet for sewer, but I thought we sent out sewer bills
We
for
have,
year-to-date received,
yep,
because we were estimating almost
15,000.
19 or 20,000 for that.
I'll have to look and see where she put that money.
Yeah, because it's not in here.
Yeah.
In this category, so.
I'll have
Okay.
to look and see where she put it. Okay. Penalties, interest, delinquencies, that's probably 20 grand.
Yep, 23,200 is what was estimated.
Okay,
Year-to-date was 15,467.
okay,
That's probably about right?
yeah.
Okay.
You want it to be 23,000 then? What have we collected to date?
15,467.
I'd leave it at 20.
Okay,
Just depends on when people pay. We've got almost $100,000 outstanding on the first issue 2025 tax bill right now. So. Licenses and permits, we have none. Motor vehicle permit fees. We should be pretty close to that 220.
okay.
Building permits, 0. Other licenses, permits and fees, that's like, I think vital statistics, dogs. Things of that nature.
Yep.
So 3,900 is probably pretty accurate.
So if year-to-date of almost 6,000.
What's in there?
We also have subdivision fees that go put in there. Which would be the costs associated with like the,
There should be
Under-
subdivision fees in the planning board coding though.
okay, I think it's coded in this one then.
Oh, no, it's here. L&P, that's where it goes.
So we should probably get to probably 6,000.
Yep. Okay, we increase that.
When you at?
That's for other licenses, permits and fees.
Account 3290, Eric.
Thank you.
Sure. I mean, I keep getting a moving target for FEMA dollars. We've got about 60,000 in the one project that is coming to us for work complete on the job that's with the state right now. And we've got over $1 million on roads 2, almost 1.3 million on roads 3. And 4 something for Smith Road. So those
4
are
million.
totals. You've got that's totals of all work to complete, including work incomplete at 75%. So. Yeah,
And hopefully it'll be this year.
yes. Yeah. So there's nothing else here for federal government.
So that'd be basically,
We can't include it in here until we get it. Anything from federal,
oh, okay,
unless we have, you know, an exact date and time.
so we're basically looking at quite a bit.
Yeah.
Times like 5 million, 5.4 times 75%.
No, not 5.4. 1, 2. You're looking at like 3.5.
What did you said 4? Was that 4,000 or 4 million?
Smith Road was 400 and some thousand.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
So meals and rooms tax. I've been trying to do some research on this because I know they rescinded what they were doing in the previous years for 2026. So I would say we should leave it at 80 because last time we had it at 80 and we ended up getting like 90 something. I think we got like 92 last year.
60, yep.
So I
'Cause
think we should leave the number until it's clearer, and I'm gonna call DRA to confirm exactly how they're doing the formula.
Because in the budget bill, they took away the meals and rooms tax for starting next year, right?
Well, no, that's the confusion is they said they were taking it away, but then they changed, they said, nope, we're using a flat rate formula instead of this more complicated formula that they use.
For distribution, but
Right.
they're still taxing rooms and meals.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, good.
So I think they're making it so that the municipalities get less. Yeah.
Okay,
Highway block grant, we should be getting about 65,000.
okay.
So I would leave that alone. The next two we don't get anything. State and federal forest land reimbursement.
Yeah.
What did we get? Like 100 and something?
Last year, 172, yeah.
So, I mean, we could leave it at $225 isn't gonna make that big of a difference.
Yep.
Railroad tax distribution. What did we
Yeah,
get?
it
Like,
was $25 last year.
yeah. So no other grants as far as state sources. Actually, we have the 80, okay, it's in here already. The 82,000 for the solar. That's already in here. Income from departments, I think the transfer station is ahead of itself as far as projected income. I think on the bags are a little bit higher, but we've got to make that 25% contribution to the account.
Yeah, because we have a year-to-date received about over 25,000.
Yeah,
Okay,
so,
so leaving it at 30 is probably
yep.
pretty reasonable.
Sale of municipal property, that was the property that was sold earlier or sold late last year that we received the funds for this year. Interest on investments, I think we're over $7,000 on interest, aren't we?
I have year-to-date of 7,578.
So that was due to some smart investing. Rents of property. I don't even know what that would be for.
I don't think we have anything we rent.
Maybe we were anticipating charging for the building or something,
It's just one of those standard categories.
perhaps. No revolving funds. We haven't decided what we're doing regarding capital reserve. We do have transfer station improvement capital reserve fund, so the $3,000 could come out of that if we need to.
Do we have anything left in like the paving? Or
There's money
we-
left in there, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so we should probably look at, depending on the timing of reimbursements, using some of that.
Well, any money that we get from FEMA has to go into general funds it has to be a warrant article to put it back into the capital reserve.
Right, but I'm saying if we've got money in capital reserves and we don't, the funding is,
Oh, use
Late
that instead
taking
of,
it out.
yes,
yeah. So I'm looking at the other way around, sorry.
gotcha, that's okay. Long-term notes, we don't have anything there. I mean, we could put in 300,000. Why my formula isn't working? No. I just realized I'm not sharing my screen with people on Zoom either. My apologies.
So you'll go over this again and then get the MS 434 for us to
Yes.
take
we'll-
care of next week when we have a working session. We can go over it and then you can,
Yeah, and fine tune it. Yep.
okay.
I'll have the details for some of those other things.
Yeah, no, this is a good start.
So,
Okay. So do you have what you need from us for now?
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah, because I'll just have to pull other things in and then we'll go from there.
okay. So do we have any other updates?
We got a letter from Bar Harbor Bank and Trust just saying that account numbers will switch from Woodsville Guarantee Bank over to Bar Harbor.
Okay,
And I don't have anything else. I do have one non-public for legal.
we have any other new business? Do we have any public or Ron, do you have new business?
So on September 20th, we set up a work party to clean out the fire station a little bit. And I just wanted to bring that to the board's attention. We've got like air bottles and hose and old extinguishers. There's this stuff that's just piled up over there that's outdated. Can't be used anymore. We need to start hauling it out and tripping over stuff that needs to go. So we want to start cleaning out some of that. I don't believe there's anything that's going to bring any big value. The aluminum air bottles may bring a bit of salvage money, but it's going to be pretty low, I would assume. The goal is to just clean out the stuff that's no good. We've got air packs that are outdated, that, you know, a lot of them were just given to us. They were hand-me-downs.
And then we replaced those recently, so,
It's just time to hoe out some stuff and get rid of some stuff, that's all. So,
okay. Does most of that go to the transfer station or?
some of it will, there's some gear that's no good. There's some of the hose, we actually have people that look, chop the ends off it, but we actually have people that ask about it because they build these benches and stuff out of the old rotten fire hose, which I have no problem with. We just don't want it out in fire service.
Yeah,
The bottles get the tops broke off on them and the packs get disabled because we don't want them.
right, if they're not
They're unsafe.
safe, they don't want them
They're
used.
unsafe. We don't want them out being used. There's a couple of light bars that came off the old police cruiser way back. It's just antiquated stuff that just will never get used again. It just, but they're blue, so they need to get broken up and destroyed so that somebody doesn't pick one of them up and throw it on their vehicle or something, obviously, but.
Yeah,
So just wanted to bring it to your attention that there'll be
Okay.
some stuff coming and going there, but it's all just stuff that
stuff that you're planning and you're
we just.
getting
need to
people
get
together
rid
to
of.
work on.
So,
Okay,
okay,
do we have any public comments?
I've got a couple of cemetery questions or
Okay.
comments.
Okay,
We've got a lot in Cushman Cemetery that somebody purchased way back in 1987. And there's one party residing there in the lot. And her husband married a second time. And this is kind of a family thing, so her husband recently died. And so my question I had a question in the statutes about who now owns the lot. From what I understand, it was the original lot owners, the husband and wife, and then now that he has passed, he was remarried,
And so the original wife is in the plot.
is in the
Is it
plot.
a two-person plot?
Yes,
Okay,
and so the husband died, and his second wife, supposedly, she's 90 years old, supposedly it's her estate. And there was some animosity between the family members, between his children from his first wife, and then his stepkids and his second wife. So they don't get along. But she was being very gracious. She sent me an email, she and her daughter sent me an email and said, we don't want to have any fighting within them, their families. So they said we would allow his children to use the lot for burials. He's not going to be buried there. She said he's going to be buried up in Pittsburgh. So now I've got the other family. I said, okay, we got a letter that said, I don't know how legal this is or not. I don't know if the person who was administering his estate has the right to, has a say in the cemetery lot that was between him and his first wife. I'm not sure, but I thought, well, just to be on the safe side, I said, maybe you can just send a letter to us that says, just so the town doesn't have any liability, that if she wants to let her deceased husband's children use the lot, that's what she did. So now the children who are the survivors of him and the wife, they're thinking they might even remove the gravestone and put in something different to accommodate the mother that is there and one of the sons that just died this week. That one son definitely wanted to be buried with his mother. And they're all adults. They're probably in their 50s or 60s. But
and when does this have to be resolved if he just died?
well, I'm not sure. It's just kind of I don't know if there's something we can do or not. The lot, when you have a gravestone, it's owned by the lot owner, which goes in order of like blood relatives, like children, grandchildren. I'm not sure exactly at that point. If it's great grandchildren, it might go to siblings. And
So
forth.
that's different than an estate, which could go
Yeah,
different.
yeah. So I just wanted to be aware that I don't know if we can have any say, if the town has any say over what they do with the stone on their lot. Because
I don't
they
think we have
purchased the
any,
stone.
they
not-
purchased it,
Yeah.
and I think
So-
and I mean, in my mind, I'm thinking, does this need to go to probate?
Well, it
Like-
sounds like he died
Mhm.
and the new wife would have gotten it.
But we
And
don't
she
know that, 'cause we don't
generally-
know the will.
His stepdaughter is the one that is actually taking care of the death certificates and payments to any,
Why don't we
any debts
send
that
it to
he had.
NHMA?
Okay,
Free legal advice.
yeah. That sounds
Okay.
good.
Kathy?
I've handled, issues like this for Tri-County Cat Guardianship. And, the deeds, it was direct descendants of the family members. Somebody marrying in, unless that person changed it while they were alive, it would still go to the direct descendants of the two people who originally planned for it. Cause we had some issues like that.
Okay,
Well, I
So
think
that's
that's
what we
what the
have-
deed says.
the deed, right?
Yeah, I believe so. It heirs, it might just say heirs,
I think it says heirs, descendants.
but I believe that in the state statutes, it's like blood descendants, blood relatives.
that would certainly be easier than looking at probate and all of that.
Yeah,
So nobody's contesting the son being buried in the plot.
they're not. And they didn't mention anything about the stone. And then after I let the family know that it's okay for the son or his brothers to be the son and the other sons, that they can use that for burial if they wish. Then they said, oh, we might want to change out the gravestone, possibly.
It's
That's their
dome,
choice,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think so. But. So it's mainly just an FYI
Okay,
comment that I've got, and,
okay.
yeah. The other cemetery thing I have. I finally got 1 out of 4 surveyors to give an estimate on Johns River Cemetery lotting plan. And I just got it last night. It's a lot less than I thought it might be, so I'm not sure if everything that he put in there is covered, and I'm not really sure, he didn't explain the possible discount in there.
Unless it's just because we're a town and you want him to be nice, I mean,
I don't know. And he's in town,
Is it Mark?
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But this is one. Like I said, I had asked for 4 different surveyors to give me an estimate, but it's been what, a couple years now? And I just got this one last night. Yeah,
Well, then it needs to be done. When
Well,
you
I-
showed us that
yeah,
map, it just was no organization, so.
yeah. So I don't know if we wanna
It's
wait.
not too bad.
Not for
I
surveyor,
did
yeah.
recently get another email from one of the people I had asked for. And he said, oh, yeah, he said, I'm gonna get on it pretty soon and I'll let you know. He might wanna meet with me at the cemetery, so he'll know what he's looking at. So I don't know if we wanna wait any longer for that, or just
I think the budget
go
that
with
we
this.
put in there was $6,000.
It was around 6,000, yeah. That was a guess. That was without any benefit of any estimates.
Right.
I just based it on a little more than what it costs for my family to have a subdivision done. So,
Yeah, so this seems pretty reasonable. Is the other surveyor going to be upset if he's not considered?
Well, he's taken a couple years to
To
get
get
back
it
to
to
her,
us,
so,
so-
I
well,
mean,
this one I've only contacted a few weeks ago. So he got back to me about a week ago and said, oh yeah, I haven't forgotten. So,
maybe you give him a deadline, the end of September.
yeah, I could do that.
That sounds reasonable. So we'll just wait
Yeah.
till the end of September to act on this.
Yeah. That's all I got.
Oh, that's really cheap.
Okay. Gordon?
Gordon Schultz, 318 Bridge Road. Regarding the generator, electrician's gonna need to know what size. To know how, the size of the box, the wiring and pieces. So what's it, 5K or 50K? Yeah, there's a big difference.
Do you have an idea of what it would take
I would assume an electrician could give you an estimate on the building.
in the size
Yeah.
Yeah.
and size it appropriately?
Yeah.
Okay,
that.
great.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have any other public comments?
David Sperber, 1084 Dalton Road. Just kind of curious, who pays the town crew, the town of Dalton or the town of Whitefield?
Pays what, I'm sorry?
Who pays the town crew, the town of Whitefield or the town of Dalton?
We pay the town of,
So why is our town crew hauling fill from our town to another town, spending an hour each way that we get to pay for, and that homeowner in Whitefield isn't paying for that? I don't think that's right, that we should be paying for somebody else to get fill. That's
so. if-
20 loads up there.
So if you have, if you have a,
$125 an hour.
So if you could put in writing your complaint and put the specifics, so we
Well, I
know
wanna know,
where it's
I was
going.
told by the landowner that you, the select board, approved that.
I don't have enough knowledge. I don't know the landowner. I don't know all the
Well, he
details.
does, because he said the select board approved it. And I'd like to know why we're hauling fill into another town.
So, and
I
that,
pay my taxes, I don't, they're not paying my taxes, they're not paying for that crew.
I agree in concept, but I don't feel like as a board, we have enough knowledge to act on it. So what we have, if there's a complaint about a town employee, we have a policy that it be put in writing. And what I'm asking you to do is put it in writing and give us specifics. So the landowner, the address, you know, if you have dates and times and things. So that it's not, excuse me, so it's not just a general thing that you're saying, a general
No, they
accusation.
keep doing it, and I'm getting, for the last 2 weeks, they've been hauling to Whitefield. And I don't think we should be paying them to haul to Whitefield. And yet I feel that you as a select board should stop it. Because I'm not paying for them to drive into Whitefield and give him free loom or free fill while I'm paying for their time.
And
There's an hour each day, there's an hour, at least 20 minutes, 40 minutes to load the trucks, and now you're talking almost 2 hours per load that we're shelling out the money for somebody else.
And I think you may be right, but I just, from what you're saying, I don't think we as a board have enough of the detailed information to even talk with our employees and
I
ask the
think we
question.
should talk to them, because if I see them out there again tomorrow, I'm gonna be back here again and I'm gonna be raising a bigger stake.
Okay, would you please give us the info, like in writing? Send us an email to the select board and tell us exactly where the trucks are going, because I don't know that. I mean,
Liberty Lane in Whitefield, 33 Liberty Lane, Whitefield, why don't you write it down?
Can you guys submit the information in writing so that we can give it to Adam and ask him about it?
No,
Okay, well then how are they supposed to look at it? That's what the board is asking for.
That's what I'm
not talking to you, you're not the board, they're the board.
That's
You
ex-
need to sit there and be quiet.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry.
You know, hold on just a minute. You could be respectful to the board and the staff, or you may leave the meeting.
I haven't been disrespectful yet. I wasn't talking to the assistant, the administrative assistant. I was talking to the select board.
And excuse me, I'm asking the same thing. I'm asking you to put this in
We'll have it in
writing, which is
tomorrow
according
morning.
to our.
If I see the town crew hauling into Whitefield tomorrow, or any time between now and the next time. I
Excuse
come
me.
back again,
You are interrupting me.
you're interrupting me.
I am the chair of the select board.
Whoopee.
We have a policy about complaints that they must be put in writing. And that is so that we can get all the information and we see it in writing. That's what we're asking you to do so that we can take action
So
on it.
you're gonna reimburse us for all that fill that already went to Whitefield.
The first step is for you to put the complaint in writing, and then we'll act upon it.
It has to go in writing, that's one of the policies, just put it in writing, bring it in, and we'll go from there, because if you don't put it in writing, it's just gonna fall by the wayside. So bring it,
I'll have it here.
put it in writing so that it.
I want I want the email address to mail it, because it'll be here tomorrow morning.
The email address is on the website, but we can give it to you tonight. Thank you. If there are no other public comments, we need to go into,
You got one?
oh, I'm sorry.
Erin Crow, Faraway Road. First, I want to say the quality of filming the video from these meetings is really great. I appreciate that. One of the things that would help me when I watch those at home, because I can't see the audience and who might be speaking, even if I could see them, I might not know who they are. So if they could identify themselves before they speak, I'd be grateful.
That's a good suggestion.
Now, I'm certain the select board has seen this report from the attorney evaluating a private personnel matter. Am I correct?
We have seen a report of an investigation, yes.
Okay. This was issued in April. I don't know why I and some other people received a copy of this confidential material at our homes in a handwritten envelope with no return address. And it's only the last 50, I don't know where the first 58 pages of the report are. And a lot of questions about and comments about what's contained in here. So I'm asking that question. I'd like some explanation, and if it was illegally leaked, I think that ought to be investigated as well. Thank you.
So I did not receive a letter.
But did you receive this from the attorney who and the
I can't see from here.
Kathleen Davidson of Pastori and Kranz in Concord apparently interviewed the individuals. And this is the result of those interviews and her findings.
We did. And our attorney advised us that the report was subject to a right to know request with some limited redactions. So it was provided in a right to know request.
Okay. I appreciate that information.
Yes, Paul.
So I'll just add, because I received the letter as well.
And could you, in response
Yeah,
to their
yes.
suggestion,
Thank you, Joe, that's very touching that. Paul Devino, 511 Simons Road. I received it as well, and originally thought it was just myself who received it, didn't realize that it had gone out on mass production. In doing so, started to ask some questions, and specifically ask questions of my attorney. What I would share for those that received it, it's important to note that only 5 people had access to that report. Jeanette, Tom, Eric, Joe Beth, and there was a single right to know, and I will not name the individual. Any of you could find it out. I have the name. What my attorney advised me was that regardless of intent, we can view the letter as threatening, intimidating, and harassing based on our relationship with Jeanette and the specific highlighted portions of the letter, combined with the anonymity of the sender. The U.S. Postal Service and federal government have very strict guidelines that support our point of view. Under U.S. Code 876, even minor infractions can result in charges that could result in fines and imprisonment. Furthermore, each letter represents an individual instance, and charges could be stacked, creating a massive fine or long-term imprisonment. It's not my intent to take that action. I think it's important that people know that's an available option.
Just for my own understanding, I also received a letter. So there's 2 law firms in here. Upton Hatfield is the town attorney, is that correct?
so Upton and Hatfield is our town attorney. And then through them, we hired a woman to do the investigation
From the other.
from another,
Grant.
right, another firm.
That's very fair. Certainly opening up the front page and seeing privileged and confidential, and then knowing that it was distributed to a variety of people who weren't involved in it, is obviously disturbing. It seems like that one or both of those law firms would not be happy to realize that it had just been sent out in part to everybody. Or to as many
Well, I
people.
think it's like many things. If you see an excerpt, it doesn't give you the context of the whole document.
Yeah, 60 pages missing is. pretty
Exactly. Our attorney was very general about what should be redacted, and there were a few things we redacted. I did reach out to NHMA, and that was more specific about what should be redacted. Highlighted it. So what he's So specifically, when the privacy interest in names or other identifying information outweigh the public interest in disclosure of the redacted information. So with withholding the complete investigation report. So there was some case law that said that only under unusual circumstances will withholding the complete investigation report be justified, since redaction of all identifying information about the witnesses and victims of the harassment is usually deemed sufficient to protect the privacy interest. We did not get such specific information about redaction from our attorney, so we were much more limited when we redacted the document before it was released with a right to know.
Names were not redacted in this.
That's what I'm saying. Our attorney, we redacted names that were not already publicly known. But maybe I wish our attorney had given us more specific guidance
Thank you.
in retrospect. I make a motion that we go into non-public session
Yeah.
for,
Can I
Oh.
just make one comment? With this, Christina Ennis, Simon's Road. I don't, it seems to me that certain, I guess I'm just one person, but I am definitely losing confidence or a lost confidence in our particular legal team. I mean, actually from the very beginning and how much they charged and everything else. And I would like the board to consider thinking about coming up with a different legal team that we have more confidence in, because y'all changed to this team off of one or two people saying that they didn't have confidence in our last team. So I think we have a lot more people this time saying we don't have confidence in this team. So.
and I've made motions in the past. I would make a motion again that we change our attorney.
I can second it.
You will not?
Is it a good warrant article?
Yes, Pam?
Pam Tathan, 241 Harriman Road, Dalton. But since when does the public make the decision for legal change? Either by suggestion or the opinion of so many people is we do not feel comfortable with that.
I've made a similar motion more than once in the past, so I'm fine with it. Do we have other public comments?
I'd like to make a public comment. Jeanette Sharon, 859 Dalton Road. I just want to remind you that the reason why Eric and Tom wanted to change legal firms was because two individuals approached them about what happened at town meeting and they were unhappy about it, and that's why they chose to make a change. So 1 resident, 2 residents, 10 residents, 600 residents, what difference does it make when you've lost your confidence in the way legal counsel guides your town to make legal decisions, and they make those decisions frivolously? I think that that puts the town at a very high risk of legal issue. And the select board, might I remind everyone here who might have forgotten, I am. I recognize the handwriting. The select board is here for the good of the town, to protect the town and make sure that the town is protected from legal issues such as this. So when they receive legal guidance from an attorney who gives a very broad response to something and then charges for it, I see that as an issue. And I think any other professional would be held accountable for that. And I don't see why this attorney should be any different. So,
I have a comment. Pam Catherine again. So how much did the legal cost? And
why don't you ask the person who submitted the right to know and already has that information?
And how
I don't
many
know it off the
times-
top of my
how many
head.
times was Tom Dubril harassed about spending lots of legal? It's all his fault. When we have this seat. Which else
We're
matters?
not going to get in.
I'm just saying, and if you accuse me of
And-
anything else, you better be able to prove it, because I'm real tired of it.
I also want to say there is a different standard between an employee and a member of the select board. A member of the select board, we are subject to whatever, but anybody puts out there, Facebook, we have no control over it. We just have to take it as a member of the select board. That is different than an employee relationship. Carol?
Joe Beth, shouldn't there be,
Excuse me, your name and where you
oh,
live?
sorry, I will. Carol Sheltry, 66 Faraway Road. Shouldn't there be some kind of report done on this and maybe talk to the AG's office to find out what was done was ethical on our attorney, town attorney?
More legal fees.
So I'm in
Not
terms,
more legal fees. Talk to the AG's office to find out, because there was a mailing that went out before that I got questioned about who was on the group of it. So has anybody contacted the AG's office to ask them
about this mailing,
about this whole circumstance?
I don't believe so.
this really just came to light the middle of last week. I think it was Wednesday, might have been Tuesday. I started receiving calls from elderly residents asking what they were supposed to do with it because they were confused as to why they were getting something like that. And then other people started, one would come in, this one would come in, this one would call, hey, my neighbor called me because they got this, but I didn't get anything. Am I supposed to get something? What are we supposed to do? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about initially, because I didn't, because I certainly didn't get one. So yeah, it appears as if it was sent out to random people.
But still,
And,
I think-
and I don't, at this point, nothing has been done. But who's
think
to
a
say
conversation
nothing
should be
will
had
happen?
with the
I-
DA, the
I
district
agree.
attorney's office,
I agree.
just to find out.
There, I mean,
Do that.
there's, yeah.
Chris,
Um,
and please announce
Chris
yourself.
Ennis, Simons Road, I always got on Eric's case about it. I'm gonna get on your case, Joe Beth. But when we have comments from people in the audit here, all comments are supposed to be made formally to you guys, and no mumbling or talking to people or addressing people or private but out loud comments should be made, and you should ask people to stop that.
I will try to. Sometimes I don't always hear the side comments. I
That's right.
apologize with my.
Yes.
Okay. We have legal for.
I have
issue.
one non-public
Okay.
legal, yes.
I make a motion that we go into non-public for legal.
So,
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Will you be returning to continue the meeting?
We'll be returning at least to seal minutes
If they need to be sealed.
Okay,
to decide whether we need to seal them or not.
thank you.
Did you guys vote on the non-public?
I think we did, but all in favor?
I,
Aye.
yeah, we did.
Thank you.
So let's see. Because it's none of them up to that count this outside of the public meeting. And they're probably not checked.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not, to do it not. Because it doesn't. Because the intention is good.
That's good. Thank you for explaining that.
We'll be pausing the meeting for non-public session.
Go ahead, go.
Yeah.
Turn the video on. Hit Mike at the door. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's dark out there. You're wearing dark clothes. I didn't even see you there.
So it's your husband you get?
Yes.
She's hard on you.
More door.
Okay, I make a motion that we seal the minutes.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting's over. Good night.